bro. Here, bro. You gotta eat. He said, I would. He said, well, I would.
This joker at home.
How could you forgive me for hurting? It's like, because God. It's like when you're so deep in that hole, you can't even see out of it. The only thing you see is just negative stuff.
From our past to not just push it under the rug, but find a better avenue to cope with it.
But somebody's greedy over here. Hot seat again.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Faith in the Now podcast. My name is Patty.
I'm Aiden.
And thank you for joining us again. If this is your first time around here, we just want to say thank you for checking us out. I know it can be a bit uninteresting whenever you're looking for a new podcast, but we're glad you're here. We hope you guys stick around with us. If you are new, if you're new or returning, make sure you hit that like button, subscribe, comment on our video to let us know other topics you would like for us to talk about. With that being said, let's get into the show. We do have some clinched playoff spots, which, I mean, surprise, surprise, the Chiefs are in it after rigging every single game they've played. But, I'm not salty. The Lions are in. They are coming back for blood.
Oh, yeah.
Eagles and Bills are in the hunt as well, which the Bills have been in the hunt for the past, 5 years. So, hopefully they can pull it out of
something.
Pull it out of thin air and get there. And win a Super Bowl for the first time. That'd be nice.
There's definitely still a bunch of teams that are looking to get in the playoffs. I think the Eagles, I'm an Eagles fan. I'm pretty sure if we play, looking like a pretty good playoff run either way. Whoever ends up in the playoffs regardless, I mean, the people who've already clinched, they're looking pretty good. I don't know, that win against Panthers was kind of
I'm still a little sore.
No, it's just I don't know. I feel like
the Eagles. Tell me why I hopped on Madden and whooped y'all 77-21.
Do you have it on
All Madden? All Madden Arcade, dude. I tell you, there was three separate kickoffs where I smoked your kickoff returner, fumbled, and got the ball from him. Dude, I was like, "There's no shot."
Listen, man. Listen, I don't have anything to say.
I had a deep ball going all the way down to Xavier Legette the entire time. It was just.
Listen, it's just you. I guess you just know how to. I guess you know how to play.
Dog, when I tell you, I was going in, and if the Eagles ever stopped me, I was like, "All right, ball don't lie." Ball don't lie moment right here.
I feel like you should
smack the crap out of your wide receiver.
You should be on the sidelines with the controller rather than the head coach of the Panthers at that point. Spin move, hurdle.
Just in Chuba Hubbard's ear.
He's like, you're gonna do this play right now, and if you don't,
all right, here's what's gonna happen. Darius Slade is gonna run up on you, boy. What you're gonna do is hit him with the left, right, okey doke, and see you later.
Cooper DeJean though is a threat.
Cooper DeJean.
Boy,
that's the dog.
He's a threat.
That's the dog.
You know who I saw on an older clip from that the Eagles posted from back in the day with good old bro X-Man, bro. I saw this one. You've probably seen
Project
the clip.
X.
Oh, Project X, bro. You've probably seen the clip where he literally flies over the air to get the bro. That bro was a demon.
Scary.
Demon.
Dude, that was an entire different generation of defense.
Yeah, no, I was looking at some older videos. I'm like, bro, the defense looks like they're alive.
Head hunting.
No, literally, it's like CTE for real.
There's a reason why Ray Lewis dominated for so long.
And Dawkins, bro.
Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs, Brian Dawkins.
Bro, they were all scary.
All of them boys went nuts. Troy Polamalu. Yeah, there's a reason why we know those names.
Yeah, because they're scary.
Because they were terrifying.
Oh yeah, they were terrifying.
I'm pretty sure they had bounties. To go hit somebody.
They definitely did.
And dude, they were not scared of it. But yeah, other than that, I think we're gonna get right into topics today.
You can go ahead and start off.
So I really just wanted to talk about, in particular, just rest during the holiday season. Right now, we are just in the final stretch towards Christmas. We got 2 weeks left. And I just really wanted to put emphasis on resting when you can.
Mhm.
I know it's very hard for a lot of us to like think about rest. You got to work for a little bit longer, and then if you're going on vacation, you got to pack bags, you got to gather the family, and you got to get in your SUV, get in your truck, get in your little sedan,
Dodge
and book it
That
like
angel cat.
book it like
That's a callback right there. What you know about that angel
the
cat?
angel cat.
Oh. Oh, man.
Book it across however many states, if not the full country. I know it's hard to think about, but at the same time, like, we should be able to find rest. Now, what do I mean by rest? Some of you might be asking.
What do
I
you
don't
mean by that, Pat?
I'm not asking. Like, it was like a rhetorical
No,
question.
I know. I was
But what I mean by that is spending time in God's Word,
Mhm.
or spending time with God. You don't necessarily have to take like a 15-minute nap in the middle of the day, or a 30-minute or a 5-hour nap, or just sit on your butt for 30 minutes and do nothing. That's not necessarily exactly what I mean. While yes, that is rest, what are you doing in that time? Like, are you actually like taking a breath and pausing for a minute? Are you just getting on this little phone right here? Are you getting on the video games and you're playing and you're using your mind? You're in your head. You're not resting.
Like mental rest rather than actual physical rest.
Mental and physical rest is important, but mental rest is more important.
Absolutely.
In this time.
Absolutely, I agree.
During this time, because, like I said, you're gonna be like a chicken with your head cut off, especially around the holidays. I know I am. Like today, for example, I was working from 7 a.m. to 12 p.m. I was working, and then right after work, I leave work, I head over to Walmart, pick up some laundry detergent, protein shakes, and a Red Bull. And
Red Bull.
after that, I leave. I go home, get changed into what you see now, and I pick up my brother, and we go play football for 2 hours. And then after that, I took him home, came here, and now we're filming for this podcast. And so what I mean to say, like, what I'm trying to emphasize is, like, the days go by so much faster when you're not thinking about what you're doing, in a way, where you're not thinking about, like, taking a rest, taking a break. But I can tell you right now, I'm so exhausted, not just from playing football, but just, like, this entire week.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't been sleeping well.
Mhm.
I haven't been resting as much as I necessarily should be. I've just been grinding it out and trying to make it to the weekend. And now my weekend is one half of the way up. And tomorrow is going to be a big Sunday for us, just because we have a Christmas party at church for our ministry team.
Yeah.
So I got to be there. Well, I don't necessarily say I don't have to be there, but
there.
I choose to be there.
Yeah.
So I choose to be there all day. So that's just a lot of interacting and hanging out and about, which I love. I absolutely love, but at the same time, it doesn't provide me rest.
Yeah.
So there are times throughout the week where I just I don't think about my faith, and I really feel like that's a struggle for me, because it's something I've struggled with this entire year, which is a shocker, because this entire year has just been like, if you've ever been to like a life group or something like that, or like if you were at a summer camp like we were, all they talked about was taking rest, like living restful life, or just like
something.
Huh?
Keep talking.
It was like, just like, oh yeah, you gotta rest, and you gotta take care of your mind, take care of your body, this type of stuff. And I was just like, oh, cool, yeah, nice. And then I go back to my old ways. So it's hard to really and truly rest in that spiritual sense, in that mental sense, and in that physical sense for me. Just because if I'm not doing something, I feel like I am just, like, I feel like I'm a waste of space in a way, I guess is the best way to put it. Like, I feel like I need to be doing something. Like, I need to be working, or I need to be playing football, or I need to be somewhere, someplace. Like, literally yesterday, I get off work, and I'm, like, struggling to think. Like, I'm like, I feel like I should be doing something.
Yeah.
Like I got off work and as I'm leaving the parking lot, I'm like, I've done something after work every day this week, whether it's life group, hanging out with friends, or going out, doing something, helping somebody. I feel like yesterday, Friday, like legitimately, like I should be looking forward to going home. I was thinking to myself, I was like, what am I not doing right now? What am I forgetting to do right now? And like, I don't think I was forgetting anything. I still don't know if I was supposed to do something yesterday. And it's still like I caught myself thinking like that, like, and it's just so demoralizing in a way, especially around the holidays, because it's like I haven't taken any time out really and truly for myself, and because I haven't done that, I just like I'm so caught up in like the day-to-day movings of things, and just like saying, oh well, if after I get off work, I got to go do this, and then I get to go home, and then I got to take a shower, and then I go to bed, and then I start the day over, and then work, got to go do something, go home, take a shower, and then go to bed. And it's just like getting so caught up in that repetitive schedule. Like it helps me personally, because if I'm left alone to do nothing, I truly feel like that's probably the worst case scenario for me in a way. Just because like I feel like I need to be doing something, because I feel like I have no value if I'm not doing something, you know?
Yeah.
And I don't know where that comes from, because I used to be great at it.
Yeah.
But now I don't know, honestly.
I mean, a lot of times, I can even just say with myself, like you said, this week going by so fast. For me, it started off so slow. Like it was literally Tuesday, and I was messing with Malik. He's like, yo, this week has not been it. And he's like, you're not even like, he's like, you're 2 days in. I'm like, dude, it's Tuesday. I low key thought it was Thursday. And then right after that, it was Wednesday, and then it was all of a sudden Thursday, and now it's Friday, and now it's like Saturday, and now tomorrow's gonna be Sunday. I'm like, what in the world just happened? It's like someone just hit fast forward. But I think for you, and definitely for me as well, it's like in those times often when we find ourselves doing so much that we wonder if we're not doing something else or not doing enough is often when those times that God gets his chance to sit us down and really speak into us about, you need to like slow down. It's like you're doing all this, but you're doing all this, but looking at me. And I can definitely say that with myself for this week, because I was looking at my Bible app, because I've been doing the plan to read the whole thing. And I looked at it today, and I was like, man, I missed like 3 days. And so I did all those 3 days, and it was even better because I was reading in Matthew, and I actually got inspiration from Matthew for what I want to talk about later on. But it's like, man, I was doing so much and focusing on all these, whether it was something bad that was going on or just trying to get something done, or all these things I was focusing on, and I wasn't even focusing on him. And then now I'm like realizing, I'm like, wow, I was doing so much, but also nothing at the same time, because most of what I was doing was just thinking about what I should be actually doing, or thinking if I should be doing more. But really, I was doing less than I was thinking I was doing. But I think God just uses that as a kind of, like, if you're not going to listen to me, I'll make you listen to me. I'm going to get you to slow yourself down so you can actually breathe for a second and focus on what you need to actually be doing, rather than, because I get you, like, that whole thing is like, if I'm not doing anything, I feel like there's no purpose for me to be doing anything or whatever. So I have that same thing. It's like now I have like more free time than I wish I had. And it's like, yeah, I could be doing something about it, but like, it's like I take my rest days, I'll go work out, but like there's like moments where I've got like 3 or 4 hours or something like that where I've got literally nothing to do. So I'm like searching for things to do, and then by the time I figure something out, I was like, oh, no, I'll just go to bed or something. But I think God really just uses that to speak to us a lot more than what he was, especially if we start kind of drifting, which I felt myself kind of doing over the last week, just with everything going on. I feel like he just uses that really to, honestly, just sit you down and let you think about what's actually going on, and for him to kind of let you know that he's got everything under control, and to just breathe.
Yeah, and I think that's definitely like a good purpose of rest is so that way he could speak to you. Because if you're constantly moving, yeah, he's gonna be talking to you, but are you gonna be listening?
Yeah.
That's the key piece. Is he's talking to us all the time, but are we
we're
listening?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
100%.
And like he wants a constant relationship with us. He wants us to talk to him. He wants us to listen. He wants to listen to us. He wants to talk about our problems. He wants to talk about our lives, and he wants to be friend. Like I don't want to necessarily say he wants to be friends because he's our father, but he wants to be he wants to know what's going on in our lives.
It's like he already
even
does.
Even though he does,
he wants you to talk to him
he
about
wants
it.
he wants you to listen to him and stuff like that and talk to him. Like I saw this one video earlier this week on TikTok. There's this guy I follow, and he does like these talks with God where he's like, he's like, "Hey, OG."
I know who you're talking about.
He has a really high pitched voice.
I know who you're talking about.
This week he had or I don't know if he posted it this week, but when I saw it this week, he had a really deep video where he was just talking, and then God talks to him. He's like, "OG, there you are. I ain't heard from you in a minute. I've been talking. I've been like looking for you. I've been asking for you, but you ain't been here. Where you been?" And he go and like, as God, he's like, "I'd rather you not hear me and run to me, rather than you not hear me and run from me in a way." And it was just I was just like, wow,
yeah, that's good.
That hit hard. And I've been trying to pray more at night and in the morning when I wake up, and at night before I go to bed. Mainly just praying over my family, praying over myself and stuff like that, and praying over my friends, praying over my work, my coworkers, things like that. Especially as we move into this busier stretch of the year. A lot of stuff going on in the company, a lot of stuff going on in our lives. So I've just been trying to pray for everybody else, but I haven't really been focusing on myself.
Yeah. I mean,
focusing on my personal relationship with him.
Yeah, definitely. Your mental health is it's very important, and I mean, back to me again. I guess it's like you don't really realize what you're running from until you're miles away from it, and it's like we're not perfect. It's like we all slip up, and it's like sometimes we'll fall back. But it's like for me, I really was drifting away from him for a little, just because I was so caught up on all the things that were going on, all these bad things that were happening, nothing's going my way. All this is like, why is this happening? But really, he's just like sitting there like, you done yet? And not in a way it's like
in a derogatory.
No, not a derogatory way. He's just like it's like as soon as you finish, I'm gonna bless you with all these things, because you're looking at this rather than looking at me, because he wants you to put your focus on the positives, not the negatives, because the negatives is everything that you're thinking about besides him. Because what he has is he wants to give you all these things, but he's just waiting on you to be ready for him, because you keep complaining, moping, this, that, why is this happening? Why didn't that go my way? It's like the more you do that, the longer it's going to take for you to be ready for what he has for you. And I mean, I was like not praying as much as I was the previous week. I wasn't reading my Bible as much. I wasn't just talking to God as much, which I've been trying to do more. But I mean, get caught up in life sometimes, and it's nothing to be guilty about. It's just, sometimes you gotta figure out those methods or ways that kind of, I mean, even if it's just like taking a step back from whatever you're doing, just for like a few seconds or like a minute, and just like kind of like recoup yourself and just breathe, and then just be like, all right, let's keep going. Just kind of find that quick little inner peace, just to kind of refresh, reset your mind, and then continue what you're doing. Because I feel like when we get caught up in those moments so much, it's like our minds are just going like rapid fire, just trying to, it's like, we need to do this, no, we need to do that, no, okay, we gotta get this done. But it's like, you look at it from a distance, you're like, that can wait, and that can wait. Let me focus on this right now. But that's kind of how I've been trying to look at it as best I can through the week that I've been having. We back to what he was saying earlier. We were when we were at camp. I mean, the whole thing was it was, the title of it was like, for the rest of your life, or rest of your life. and it was all about rest. And I mean, even what you said, it's like you gotta find a purpose with it. It's like there's a purpose for what you're resting for, even if it's just like, for example, your physical rest. Whenever you're tired, say if you just got done working out or whatever Patty just did, play 3 games and almost died, but like it's like at that point that's physical rest, and there's a purpose for that because you're tired, you're exhausted, your body's hurting, and you need to reset your body so you'll go sleep, or you'll eat and then you'll go sleep, and then that's the purpose of that rest. I feel like with the purpose of your mental rest, I mean, there's tons of different reasons of what you need to be resting for. For depression, a lot of times, trying to get rest is very, very difficult because it's the last thing on your mind. And I mean, I'll even give it personal. I've been really, really struggling recently, and I've had to literally take a step back and I'll be like, yo, I'm like actually depressed. I need to because I was finding myself doing those habits that I used to do years ago when I actually was really badly depressed, where it's like I'm not taking care of myself as much as I used to. I'm not getting enough sleep. I'm forgetting things. I'm like those kind of things, those kind of patterns that you usually see with it. And I mean, for that's the purpose alone. Is like I need to step away from all the noise and talk to God and really just sit on it, and not just like, all right, God, thank you for this day. Thank you for everything going on. All right, amen. Like really just like oftentimes that I find when I sit for I remember this one time I literally sat in my room, my head against my bed, like on my knees for literally 20 minutes. No, nothing going, and half the time I wasn't even speaking. I was just kind of sitting there in the silence, just kind of letting whatever God has to say go through me. And oftentimes you're not going to hear anything, but a lot of times it's really he's not saying anything, but rather he's actually clearing your mind, and he's actually helping you to focus and helping you to receive that mental rest that you need. And so that, I mean, that's one example in terms of like depression for that kind of purpose, or even just like your spiritual rest. I feel like church, at least for me, it's often a kind of reset button. I feel like it is for a lot of people too. Patty's nodding his head, so I'm assuming he's agreeing with that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but I feel like church is honestly really just that reset button for the week. And I mean, last Sunday I literally went to church and I was texting Malik too, and I was like, man, I feel so good right now. And then immediately Monday came and I was like, oh man,
there it is again.
Got him. I was like, come on. But I feel like I need to learn to kind of sit more in that moment and not really, I guess take for granted would be a way to say it, but not really just be like, all right, cool, that was good service, that's great worship, all right, now let's just keep doing what I was doing before. But rather just, it's like, man, that worship was really good, and I was actually putting my all into it, you know? Or it's like, that service was good, and I was paying attention, I was listening to it, I was actually taking information from it, and I didn't just forget about it. Or just like little things like that to kind of help you, because church is great, especially on the day that you go, because it really can set the way the rest of your day goes. And that's why I've been going like to our very early service, so I wake up and immediately go to church, and it's really like a good tone setter for the rest of the day. And I feel like to draw that out throughout the rest of the week, you really have to be intentional with what you're doing at that service or the rest of that day for that even. I mean, whenever we have our high school group, it's like, am I trying to like teach these students something and help them learn something, or am I just in the background kind of letting whoever's actually leading it, because that's kind of what I do with Julian, but he takes the reins, but it's whatever. I'll jump in every now and then. Same with Crockett.
Hey, listen, we don't expect you to be
it's all good.
Like immediately taking the reins.
I'm gonna have to soon, because whenever Julian leaves for college,
we do like to try 5 in a way.
That's true.
For leaders, for our leaders, we'll let you come in, sit down, like get to know the kids and stuff like that. But you're gonna just be watching, and we want you to just watch, see what we do, see how we act. See the relationships we build, and every now and then, if you want to say something, go for it. Like say something, but like don't like immediately hop into being like, oh well, I'm the teacher.
This is what you guys in here.
This is what you like. this is what you guys got to do, or you going to hell.
Yeah,
you know?
yeah. No, I got you.
But like, we want you to like just really like take a look at it. Like, it used to not be like that at all.
Yeah, it used to be
and,
just like you'll take the reins, you'll read the questions, and try and do your best.
Really, truly, it was just like, you're here, get to work. But now we definitely smooth you into it.
Yeah, I'm
and
pledged right now.
one day, when Julian leaves or Crockett's not there, it's all your. It'll be yours. But
I think I'll be good though, and I mean, if it was like a few months ago or like 6 months ago, well, I don't know about that one. But like, I feel like now it's like I feel like I've really matured with my faith, and I can actually understand. I mean, especially for the series that we've been doing for high school, Lost Cause, and about Jonah, I feel like that I really relate to. So I feel like it's really easy to take those experiences and actually use them to, I mean, answer the questions or speak whatever I can. So, but yeah, I feel like I'll be good. But obviously, I'm still gonna watch, and I'm still gonna see how Julian's doing it, which he's doing a great job, by the way. I mean, it's just funny because me and Crockett literally will just sit there and just like let him talk, and then if we get a chance, we'll be like, yeah, here's what I think about that. But then it's mostly just Julian, which is totally fine because he does an amazing job.
That is awesome.
But yeah, shout out Julian. But yeah, purpose of rest. I mean, even just with like take rest out of the picture. It's like you gotta have a purpose for what you're doing. It's like if you're at work, for example, it's like, all right, purpose I'm here is to get this said job done. Especially as blue collar boys as ourselves, you especially need to have some sort of purpose that you're doing, because if you don't have a purpose for what you're doing there, why are you there? I mean, schools, like, obviously you have a purpose to get your education. You might not want to, but that's still the purpose of what you're going to school for, whether it's high school or college. High school, you don't really have much of a choice unless you drop out, but that's your choice if it's.
We do not condone dropping
out.
Stay in high school. Stay in school. Get good grades.
Yeah, definitely.
If you're watching this while in school,
keep doing it.
Take a pause. Pause our video. Listen to your teacher. Then come back. Hang out with us.
Yeah.
But yeah, stay on top of your schooling. I cannot recommend that enough.
Yeah.
You do not want to end up in our shoes.
What do you mean? I'll be fine.
You want the cushy job, trust me. I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
No, I'll be good. It's alright. If I get a nice TIG job, I'll be mint. I'll be chilling. If I get like a pipe job, I'm gonna be with you. I'm gonna be right there with you. My man, I'm tired. I won't do it anymore. But yeah, purpose. It's gotta have a purpose for everything you're doing, and especially for rest, because I mean, rest is so important. It helps you reset. It helps you rejuvenate your energy. It helps you really just. It's almost just kind of like all right, that day was that, but I'm gonna go ahead and sleep, and then tomorrow's gonna be a different day. Tomorrow's a new day. I'm gonna focus on this. I'm not gonna worry about that. And obviously, stuff happens. You might end up worrying about it anyways, or you might end up catching yourself falling back to where you just were. But it's like every day is a new day. Every day, Jesus is still gonna be chasing you the same. Every day, you're gonna be doing more or less the same stuff, especially if you're at school. But it's like every single day is going to be a new day and a new chance for you to do something about whatever's going on. Because I mean, I've talked about it before. Free will. It's like you the choice is yours to make. God can only nudge you so much, and by nudge I mean send people your way, friends that can kind of speak life into you or ask you to come to church with them. But he can only do so much to show you that he wants nothing more than to just love you. But I mean, at the end of the day, it's your choice whether or not you actually go down that path.
I don't necessarily think like that. Like, he's constantly there.
Right, yeah.
He is constantly going to be there for you. No matter where you're at in life, he is just... He's like a father, and you're a little kid. And Caleb, our youth minister, brought up this example in the first week of Lost Cause, and it's so good. Basically, he's like a dad. right? And you're the child, son or daughter, whichever one you are. You're the kid. And you're a kid, and you go running forward. You know, your back's to them. You're running forward in life. You know, you're going all these places. Right? You get the promotion, you get the job, you get the girl, you get the life, you get the university degree, you get all this.
Mm-hmm.
You're doing all this stuff, and you're cheering on, and you're having a good time. And then you fall.
Mm.
You lose the job, you lose the girl, you lose that promotion. You drop out of school. You know, something happens, something bad happens, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you're down, you're hurt, you're scraped up. You're holding your knee. You're, ow, man, that really hurt. And so you're trying to fix it yourself. You're trying to pull the rock pebbles out.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you're trying to clean up the concrete, but it's just bleeding and it hurts and it's painful.
Mm-hmm.
He's sitting there and he's standing right behind you. He's, hey, let me see it. You're just hiding it from him. You're like, no, I'm good. I'm a tough boy. I'm a tough little girl. You know, I can take it.
You gonna thug it out?
I'm gonna thug it out. And I mean, it gets to a point where eventually you can't take it anymore, and you just want the comfort of your dad, right? You want the comfort of your father. So you turn, face him, and he's just standing there, and you just give him a big hug.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean, like that's going to be just our constant life. Is like God's always there.
True.
He's always got you. It is up to you to see him. It's up to you to turn around and embrace him and let him take care of the good thing, take care of the things, make things good, make you feel safe. But at the end of the day, that is your choice.
Yeah, absolutely.
He's going to be there, but will you choose to turn around and let him love you?
Definitely, yeah.
You know, will you choose to repent from your ways and let him love you?
Yeah.
It's the best way I could put it.
That's good. I really like that. I mean, I think I said it before. I can't remember because terrible memory. But it's like you said, he's a father. He's always gonna be there for you, and it's like, even just like if you think about it for like your actual father, like your biological father or whatever it is, stepdad, real dad, whatever it might be, parental guardian,
father figure.
Yeah, we'll put it that way. That's a good father figure. If you're riding your bike, so the way I put it, like how God shows his love, is he's not going to, oh, you fell down, let me pick you up immediately. He won't do that because he loves you, but he's not going to
coddle you.
He's not going to force you to love him. Because as a father figure would, you fall off that bike, you're going to be like, if you can't do it and you need help, you're going to be like, Dad, help me. And they're like, all right, let me see. Just like what you said. It's like, let me check it out. But he's not going to immediately go for that. He's going to wait to see what you choose to do. Because he doesn't want to make it so you're not independent. Because if you're always dependent on somebody, then you're never going to be able to thrive. Because the moment that you lose whatever that you were dependent on, you're not going to know how to operate. And, that hit hard. Hold on. I mean, even just like with my life, I'm not going to say a whole lot about it, but it's like I was dependent on this one person for so long. And now that I don't have that person anymore, I'm struggling to kind of pick myself back up. I'm struggling to pick myself back up to figure out how to be independent again like I was before, and how to not just need somebody to be there whenever I'm struggling through something, but rather for that person or a friend to be there when I really can't see the end of the tunnel, which is exactly what God does. Because again, it's like what you said, it's like he's gonna help you once you ask for it. Because if you're not asking for it, he's not gonna hear it. He's gonna know it, but he's not gonna, until he hears you say the words like, I need help, God, please help me, or something along those lines. That's when he's actually gonna help you get back up on your feet. Because other than that, you're just on the ground. You're looking, and he's like, man, somebody please help me. You're looking that reminds me of, what story is it? No, it's not a story, but
Samaritan on the road. or the Samaritan?
No,
Good
it's
Samaritan?
no. It's the I can't remember if it was. I think it was just some like not like an actual Bible story, but just a story just in general, or like a scenario. It's this guy. He's out at sea, and his boat sinks, or there's like a storm. His boat sinks, and he's in the water, and he's like drowning. He's like help me, somebody help me. And then God like sends him like some random boat that comes along and tries to help, and they're just like it's like here, grab on, we'll help you. And he's like, no, I'm gonna wait for God to help me. And then they go along, and then another boat comes along, and they're just like, it's like, grab on. And he's like, no, I want my father to help me. Not realizing that God sent those boats to help him. And I think that's like a good thing, more or less, to be kind of like that. In that scenario, he's solely focused on God, which is great, but it's like you're not looking at what he's giving you because you're so focused on just getting help from somebody. You're like, oh yeah, he'll help me, definitely. He'll help me for sure. And I think in that moment, it's like you're expecting like him to like raise you out of the water and float you back to land or something, but you're not actually looking around you to see that there's help all around you, whether you actually choose to take the person's hand or not. But yeah, like I said, it's like once you're dependent on that person, that whatever it is, and then that's gone, you're on that bike and you fall down and you're looking around, there's nobody there. But with that father figure, they're there to help you, support you, but they're not going to. I think I put it this way. It's like with a mother, it's different because a mother wants to love you all the time, wants to constantly put their effort towards you. So you fall off the bike, it's like, oh no, are you okay? Let me help you out. But then the dad's gonna be like,
Good.
you good? It's like if you are, he's like, all right, cool, get yourself back up. But if you're not okay, he's be like, all right, I'll see what I can do here. But I really love that analogy that you gave. Caleb gave that?
Yeah.
Shout out Caleb.
Shout out to Caleb.
Yeah. Good stuff.
Honestly, like he gave like a very bare bones version of it.
Shout out Patty.
But like either way, like he like said that.
Yeah.
Said that he said it very straightforward in a way for it.
No, that's good though. I like that.
It is good. I like that a lot. Yeah. But yeah.
Yeah, I guess I'll kind of go into things I want, which is kind of what we've been talking about more or less, is just trying like how to find kind of faith in those difficult times. And like I said earlier, I was reading out of Matthew 17, and verse 20. It was basically the context of it is the disciples were trying to cast out a demon that was in, I think, this boy, and it wouldn't work. And they tried, but it wouldn't work. And then Jesus came over and he's like, I rebuke you, get out of this boy's body. And then immediately it happens. And the disciples are all confused. They're just like, wait, why didn't it work for us? And then he responds with, because you have so little faith. Truly I tell you, if you have faith as small as a mustard seed, you can say to this mountain, move from here to there, and it will move. Nothing will be impossible for you. And I mean, just like what he means by that is, if you think about a mustard seed, it's super, super tiny. Super small. Very so when he's talking about if it just as small as a mustard seed, because if you don't know what happens with a mustard seed once you plant it and then it grows, massive, huge. And what he's meaning from that is, I got it out of, I wish I wrote it down. I got it out of somewhere, but hold on, where is it? I think it was also in Matthew. But it was him talking about the parable of the mustard seed, and it's basically him saying that it's so tiny, but yet once it grows, it's the largest out of all the garden plants. And for just like them talking about as like their faith wasn't there, it's like when we're going through these tough times, if we're not immediately just having like, all right, God, whatever happens, I know whatever I'm going through right now is really difficult, but whatever happens, I know you're going to help me out through this. I know you're going to get me through this. I know you're going to give me the strength to move on from this. But like if you're just like angry or shouting out, you're like, God, why is this happening to me? He was like, why did you do this? It's like, this is hurting so much. Why is this happening to me? But you're not like, I trust you. I trust you. I trust you with this. I feel like that's like, I mean, as hard as it might sound, and it's not like an overnight thing that's going to happen. You're not going to magically say those words and then it's just going to be like, overnight you're going to be better. You're going to be 10 times the amount that you were before. But it's all faith, because, I mean, the whole reason why we believe in what we believe in is because years and years and years and years and years of passed on information is what we're believing in, you know? And our whole faith is judged on the fact that if we believe that Jesus died for our sins and actually resurrected 3 days later, I mean, that's the whole difference between every single other religion. And like we gave last week, the difference between the Quran and the Bible is, Bible says that Jesus resurrected, Quran says it didn't. That's our whole purpose for why we believe what we believe in. And I think if we literally just, like Jesus said, it's like if you just give tiny amount of your faith, doesn't have to be like, because I understand how hard it might be just from personal experience to just be like, I trust you, God. I know you're going to get through it. It's like, even it's just like, I'm a trusting you. It doesn't even have to be all these fancy words. It's just like, help me through this.
Right.
Not even like, it's like, God, I know you're going to carry me out of this hole that I've dug myself and I can't get out, but I know you're going to help me out. It's just, I know you got me, kind of a thing. Because mustard seed will grow into something big, because once you have that mustard seed planted, God, I trust you, it eventually grows into, God, thank you for what you gave me.
Yeah, absolutely. But at the same time, like, I think it's a lot easier for a lot of people, especially nowadays, to have more faith in the church rather than in God.
Yeah.
And I definitely feel like that was with the disciples, is that it was a lot easier to have faith in the philosophy
But not
of
actually what was
Jesus,
happening.
but not of like himself. Yeah, they were like, oh well, we saw all these miracles, so maybe if we believe in him and we believe in like what he's preaching, you know, we have faith, but not like in like the evidence in a way, you know. If we don't believe in like God himself, you know, we can believe in, you know, the thought of it. We can believe in church, but we can't like what he's calling us to do. Don't believe in your church, because churches can hurt you. Believe in him, love on him, take care of be taken care by him in a way. And like, even if like times are hard, you know, you're probably thinking like, man, I haven't been to church in 10, 15 years, you know. I'm just a sinner, you know. All these bad things happen in the world because God lets them and stuff like that. But it's like, but if you have the faith of a mustard seed, you know, it can really and truly, like, you can have like all these negative thoughts in regards to God. But if you just have that little thing where it's just like, but I know he's got me. You know, I know he died for me. You know, I know I'm free because of him. If you have that with you, really and truly, like, that can, like you said, like, it can be planted, like, you know these things, but you don't believe in a church. Okay, well, God's going to put a church in your life where the word flows through the pastor and it goes to you and it can affect you on a personal level. Like, that's why I love Life Point so much. Just because I've, like, everybody who I've known, like, who I talk to, they're like at least one person, like, man, that message, you know?
Yeah.
They were like, yeah, that message really just, like, I really felt connected to that. And, like, every week it's like that.
Yeah.
Every week, like, that we're, like, actually preaching a message and not doing, like, Kingdom Builders updates, which is important for our church growth.
But it's not really.
It's not message
changing to somebody.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's just, like, every week that we're, like, actually talking about something. Like, I know at least one person, whether they're my family or they're a friend of mine that goes there, they're like, man, that message I really need to hear.
I mean, hey, I'll even say it for myself. I've been that person. Literally, this whole series, with Jonah, every single week spoke to me because of the things I've been going through. And I mean, it's been like that for, honestly, the last two series. The Among Lions one, that one was so good. And then the one that we just closed out, every single one of those has spoken to me in some regards. But yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. Church has been cooking.
Ooh, they've been cooking all right.
They've been going crazy with it.
Yeah, I mean, it's even like what we were saying. It's like that faith and believing in the church rather than the actual what's actually happening. You're not believing in Jesus, but you're believing in what he did. But you're not actually believing in him. I mean, you say the same with you can say the same thing about Peter. I mean, he was all for Jesus. And then the second that they asked him about him when he was arrested,
I don't know that dude.
I don't know that guy. 1 time. 2 times. I don't know that guy.
3 times.
3 times. I don't know that guy. Not 1, not 2, but
Crows.
3 times.
Rooster crows. Jesus looks at him and he's like,
Man.
I told you.
Yeah. But
he was like, man, I would never do that.
yeah.
Never, ever in my life would I ever do that.
But then the second that
he's like, Jesus is like, hold up now. Listen to this prophecy.
Let me cook.
Truly I say to you, before the rooster crows, you will deny me 3 times. And boy,
did he do it.
Jesus gets arrested. He's like following Jesus around. He's like trying to sneak up, just watch where they're taking him, stuff like that. He comes up to a crowd. He's watching them. And the crowd goes,
don't you know that guy?
Hey, fool. weren't you with him? He's like, nah.
Nah,
me.
bro.
Nah, it wasn't me. I don't know what you're talking about. Another person goes, yeah, I'm pretty sure I saw you. Well,
nah, definitely wasn't me.
And he's like, no, you got the wrong guy.
I get that all the time.
I get that all the time. Don't worry about it. Hey, I just got one of those faces right. No one comes up. No, you were with him. I've seen you with him. He's like, woman, I truly say to you, I do not know the man.
Yeah, no, he literally was like, I can't remember if he swore on it or something, but he was literally just like, I was like, I've never seen that man.
And then Rooster crowed, and he immediately realized what he had done. Like, he fell to the ground and started crying. And Jesus, like, he had seen him do it, like, before the guards took him in. Like, Jesus had watched him do it, too. So it's truly a heartbreaking story. Because, I mean, it happens to us.
Yeah.
You know, we go to church, you know, we're like, oh, Jesus, yes, Jesus, all day long.
Second we leave.
And then Monday comes, like you said, Monday comes, and it's like, oh, I'm going back to work, where, you know, my best friend is an adulterer, or they are a sinner, or they do the wrong thing, and you know what we do? What do? We don't say, hey, you're wrong. We laugh we go with them. We're like, no way, you did that?
Yeah.
Really? No way. And like, we might, like, some of us might, like, be like, yeah, well, you should come to my church, you know? But they're like, yeah, I'm not really feeling the whole church thing. Oh, that's fine, but you should come. Just come, you know? It's just like, it's I know I've been guilty of it. And I hate it, but at the same time,
we don't realize we're doing it until it's too late. Just like with Peter. But I mean, if you even think about it, it's like the moment that it was being talked about that Jesus is resurrected, boy was running. And
but he was not faster than John.
He was not faster than John, though. John was indeed quicker.
John was faster.
John was indeed quicker. But he was running nonetheless. But,
did you see The Chosen is coming back for season 5 with this season centering around Passover feast?
Oh, really? I haven't even watched it. I thought it was a movie. I didn't know it was a show.
It's a show.
I'm going to have to watch it. Have you seen that one clip of him doing an interview? I think this is the most humbling thing ever. Where he was like, the interviewer was like, if you could ask God or Jesus, or if you could ask Jesus one thing, what would you ask him?
Am I doing a good job?
It's like, did I get it close? That was so, I'm like, yeah, he was the right person for them to choose to be Jesus. Like, that's so good. Yeah, I need to watch it, though. I haven't really had too much time. I've barely been... No. In terms of, like... in terms of, like, watching, like, shows or whatever, or, like video games, I haven't even barely played my video games at all. But it's, like, I've been doing school and then a whole bunch of stuff. But even so, I mean, even, like, Friday is, like, we filmed a video that's going to be coming out soon. That's, like, I was literally, like, not up all night, but I was up for a couple hours just trying to, like put them all together, and I was going to edit them in the morning. But yeah, I'm gonna get around to it at some point. What's it on?
Amazon. And there's also an app, I think it's called the Chosen app. You can watch it on there, but Amazon.
Do you have to pay for it?
You don't have Amazon Prime?
No, I think my parents do.
It should be Amazon Prime. It should be free if you got Amazon Prime.
I'm gonna look it up because I need to watch that.
It's about to be season 5 in April, and like all their seasons release like in movie theaters, stuff like that. So honestly, I hate to say this, but I can't wait until they do the crucifixion stuff because I know it's going to go hard.
That's going to be a crazy.
It's going to go so hard.
Yeah. Oh wait, I think this is what you were talking about. Oh, it is not in English. Oh yeah, it is. Oh, I think you have to sign in. Oh no, you just gotta. I'll watch it later, at some point.
Do it
when I get time.
Do it.
But yeah, I mean, even just kind of talking back to in terms of another thing with like Peter is like that one story where Jesus is I can't remember if it was him walking on water or he was doing something, or no, Peter like fell out of the boat and Jesus was on the boat and he's like nah, get up. He's like, just come over to me, and he starts walking on water, but he can't swim. But yeah, he can walk on water because of his faith. But it's like every single one of the disciples, none of them are perfect. Like they were murderers. They some of them were adulterers. Some of them were like really bad sinners. Some of them just struggled with their faith. Some of them struggled with temptation. Some of them ran away from him. I mean, it's like they're all not. It's like it's a perfect example of just showing this, like they're not all perfect, but they're just. The reason why Jesus has them with them is because he sees something in them that they don't. Mm-hmm. I mean, even just with Peter, it's like he knows that he can't swim, but he's sure going to walk on that water and he's going to come back in this boat. And obviously, doubt he does denounces him 3 times, but like when that stone gets rolled away, he's running there. Not faster than John, but he's running there. But I mean, it's even just with us, like we're all not perfect. We're all broken. There's that one thing that we all struggle with, whether it's addiction or it's procrastination, anger issues, being dishonest, whatever it might be, whatever vice you kind of have. God can still use us to speak into other people. Just because you're addicted to that thing doesn't exclude you from speaking into somebody's life. Even just with Pastor Bob, who goes to our church, he's extremely vocal about his past addictions that he's had with lust, and he's talked to me a lot about it, and that's a perfect example. I feel like it's like even though he struggled with it, God was like, I can still use you 100%, and he's talked to so many men about that, like kind of just struggle that he used to deal with, and he's used it to help so many people. I mean, he literally hosts morning sessions on like Saturdays with a group of guys, and they just talk. But I feel like that's like a really good example of just like, our whole thing at our church, people helping people, and broken people helping people because it can't be perfect people helping broken people, because we're all broken, so it's broken people helping hurt people, because broken just means that we're not perfect. Hurt means that we're going through something, but we're also broken, but we're also just not perfect yet again. But I feel like with people that are broken but know God, they can actually use that to speak into someone's life and speak through them to show them that it's not the end of the world. It's not the end of whatever they're going through, and that there's still a chance for them to get out of that ditch. I don't know where I was going. I was kind of just rambling.
No, I mean, hurt people is
Yeah,
a popular
right. Yeah.
popular phrase. Broken people break people.
Mm-hmm.
But if you realize, like we said last week with that Japanese
Art form, yeah.
art form where you heal the cracks with gold, right?
Mm-hmm.
And God's that gold for us. So
Mm-hmm.
we are broken. We are broken people. Have been since Adam and Eve ate from the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
Mm-hmm.
We've been broken ever since then. We'll never be able to be properly fixed until we're all in heaven one day.
Mm-hmm.
But we could be broken people, but at the same time, we can be healed by God. And even though we're broken people, we can help lead other people who are shattered into a more of a broken person.
He gives us the gold too.
Not in like a negative way. Yeah, he gives us the gun, right? Or the hot glue gun in a way. He gives us the paintbrush.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Or no,
the gold.
He gives us the canvas.
Yeah, okay.
And he's the paintbrush.
Oh, okay.
He's the artist.
Yeah.
He gives us the canvas to give to the person.
Yeah,
and he's the artist.
I like that. Yeah.
Right. We necessarily as humans, we don't lead. We don't take people to heaven.
Right. Absolutely.
We take them to Jesus, who then takes them to heaven.
Absolutely.
Right?
Yeah.
We introduce them. We make the introduction.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Right. We're the middleman or the front man. Jesus is the closer.
I was gonna say the side chick, but that's not even. I was gonna say the side chick, but that's not the wingman. That's what I was trying to say.
Not the side chick. Definitely not the side chick.
The main chick.
No, we're definitely we're definitely the wingman. We're definitely like, hey, I know this cool guy. You should come hang out with him.
Yeah. No, literally.
I see you in your little pit of loneliness, your little pit of despair, right?
It's like, he'll help you out.
You're going into the lair of the ROUSS's.
Go to Uncle Jesus. Uncle Jesus.
Hey, I got this guy. I know a guy.
No guy.
Right? He gonna take you out of all this. He gonna love on you. Right? It's like that. Yeah, it's good. But yeah, I think we covered just about everything.
Yeah.
Is there anything else you want to cover?
No, I think we started at I think we've been going for at least an hour and 20 or something. If my math is mathing correctly.
That'd be nice.
But yeah, no, I think we covered pretty much everything.
All right. Well,
this is gonna be our last kind of episode for the rest of the year. Obviously, coming up is gonna be a lot more busier for us, just in terms of holidays coming up. So I'm not even gonna try and put that stress on everybody, especially myself. So Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. And yeah, we'll see y'all next year with a more consistent schedule. We'll start pumping stuff out again. Yeah, I'm excited for the new year though.
Yeah, absolutely. Just to recap in summary, because I know it was a big episode where we talked a lot. Find rest during this busy time, and not just physical rest, but also mental rest.
Absolutely.
You could think playing a video game's resting. It's not. Find time to talk to God, pray to Him, love Him, cherish Him. And if you're struggling with your faith, especially in a time right now, maybe you lost somebody close to you, you lost a family member during this time, and you feel this hurt, you feel seasonal depression. If you ever feel like that, just run to Him. Love your Father, right? Love on Him.
Or put it this way: if you're feeling that hurt, fell off the bike, just turn around. He's right there.
He's there. He's there for you. He's gonna be like, "Hey, you good?" You're like, "Yeah."
You good, OG?
You good? You good, my child? And they're like, and you could be like, "Yeah." Or you could be like, "Nah, I'm really hurting. I'm really hurting, Dad. I need you."
Yeah.
Right. Just hope, like, if you're in that pit right now where, like, seasonal depression or, Christmas has never been a good time for you. If you're in that pit, please reach out to somebody. Please reach out to a professional, reach out to a friend, reach out to a family member who is struggling with you. Go to church. We openly invite you guys to, anybody watching, if you're in the Fort Mill, Charlotte area, or if you're okay with taking a little bit of a long haul, or if you're coming in from out of town, come to Life Point Church.
Or watch it online.
Or watch it online. Yeah, absolutely. Watch Life Point Church. Our Christmas services are real special.
Yeah.
But like Aiden said, we're not going to be doing a couple episodes for the next couple weeks, at least through the end of the year. So just keep an eye out on the channel for when we do come back. We'll have a short video here or there come out here soon.
Yeah, hopefully.
Just really, hopefully hammering home just some topics that we've talked about. Really and truly, thank you for, if you're still here, thank you for watching us. Thank you for just sticking with us. I know it's a bit rough sometimes having a new podcast jump up on the scene, like I mentioned earlier. But truly, thank you. We appreciate you, and we hope you all have a wonderful Merry Christmas, a Happy New Year, Happy Hanukkah, whatever you celebrate. Happy holidays. You good?
Yeah, I just like, I don't know what I did. Pop something. That hurt. Anyways. Dude, that was not okay.
But yeah, we hope you all have a wonderful holiday season. Join us back next time, next year for the new year. We can't wait to be back. But with that being said, my name's Ben Patty.
I'm Aiden.
And thank you for watching Faith in the Now podcast.
Peace.
See ya.
Oh, I don't know what that was. It popped right here and now it's all tingly. Oh, dude, I don't know what that was. That did not feel natural at all.